Hey everyone, welcome back. Figure we finish this game tonight. If you don't know what's going on, I played part 1 of Strange Antiquities last night. You can find the VOD on the channel. It's easy enough to find. Now, one thing somebody told me, we have a couple clues to start with here. Apparently, well, if this ever loads. Come on. You can do it. Okay, maybe you can't. Okay. Apparently this note is solvable. We just have to find the right items. Like, this one has a field that matches the helix, or the sine wave type thing here. So, I think that goes here. So we have to find one that has a spirally pattern. So we'll just try everything. Not happy with any of these. See, I don't like these. That one has a helixy pattern too. Okay, this one has a spiral. At least I think it's a spiral. So let's put that here. We need one that has, like, circles. And this one would do it. That did it. Success. That didn't take as long as I'd feared it would. You don't really get this puzzle? Everything has magic fields attached to them. And this lens lets you view the magic field. And so the note was just, you need these 3 patterns on these little pillars here that help you pass the puzzle. Then there's this. And I have to admit, I don't really get this one. I think it's the town map. So let's look for buildings that match this pattern here. There's a building with a hole in it. And maybe the answer is in the middle of these 3 buildings here. But let's try to find a building with a hole in it. There's a building with a hole in it, but that's the old jail. That's not the right thing here. Here's a building with a hole in it. And it actually looks like the one. It looks like that. Kind of. Yeah, 15 would be this one. And then we've got like a key-shaped one here with like a notch cut out of it. Could it be this? And then there's this, which could be... It could be this building here, this building here. This is a tough one. I'm tempted just to pick, like, something in the middle, like right here. But that costs you some hit points if you fail. I did it. When I draw back the curtain, I am unable to control my exclamation of horror. Behind the dark red velvet is a silent, squirming, seething mass of eyes, all shiny and wet and alive. Fear takes hold before my mind catches up and I understand what I'm looking at. And when I do, I realize that it's looking right back at me. It wasn't a blind pick, but it was pretty close. The object I am looking for sits on a small shelf below. As the eyes watch as I snatch it and get out of there as fast as I can. I admit I got lucky on that one. Another trinket. And I don't think we can solve this one yet. It's just no good. Hate to get rid of the eyeball, but we're done with it. I scooted off behind some other artifacts. We think we finally located the wreck of the Orion out in the lake. Sadly, our funding has run out and we can't afford expensive diving equipment. We put our heads together and wondered if there was another way. You're our last hope. Oh dear. Wonder if there was another way for expensive diving equipment? We may have to consult our book here. In fact, I'm sure we will, but you know what I mean. For diving equipment. Is there anything related to water? Water. There's a triangle. Okay, so downward pointing triangle is water. Not sure that means anything, though. We may have to look through all the entries and just read them. Fortunately, we don't have that many to go through. An aid to recollection. Okay, so it's not that. Ambra. These items cause mental fog. It's not that. Oh, my dog is here. Hello, Thaco. He just went for a walk, so he's very happy. Anascus allows the bearer to breathe underwater. Hey! The sensation is said to be most unusual since it requires one to not breathe at all. Those that use Anascus for extended periods sometimes forget to breathe once they are back on dry land and subsequently pass out. The core of the item is cold to the touch, but the ring, sometimes called the halo, stays warm. Cold and smooth, surprisingly warm. I think it's this. Ask us what it does. Now, be gone. Do I know the game Wizardry 8? I know of it. I haven't played it. Oh, it's the disturbed blind lady that I disturbed. Spirit Eyes revealed more. I now know who these nameless gods are after. It's a box of some kind. They have no name for it, but they say we call it the Nelian casket. They can feel its power and they want it for themselves. They're afraid it's going to be opened. Then all its power will spill out and be wasted. Not that they care what happens to humanity in the process. I know this sounds like the ramblings of a mad old lady. I know people look at me and they see weakness and frailty, but I am not wrong about this. Goodness me, this is all quite exciting. Is it always like this around here? Okay. So she's not that upset that I opened her third eye to the realm of the unseen. She seemed upset at first. She was blaming me and she's all unhappy, but she's like, this is exciting. I've never felt so alive. She digs it. I'm close, but I need more power. I need Saint Cedric's thunder and quickly while the storm's raging. Alright, Saint Cedric's thunder is used to store the power of a single thunderclap. Alchemists have been trying to harness this power for centuries. And there are rumors that some have indeed successfully used it to turn transmute base metals into gold. They are placed on the tops of mountains to charge them during storms. Gemstones can be used to prevent the charge from waning over time. Gemstones, storms. This one is a thing with weather on it. This one had all the weather signs on it. Green gemstone. Jade. Stone of earth and nature. I don't think it's malachite. Yeah. This one was definitely a weather one. If you look at the runes, they all have to do with weather. The gold one with 3 stones looks like it could be stood up on a mountain. I mean, sure. Cool, warm. There's this box, an engraved symbol. Wonder what that symbol is. If I can remember what it is. It's a little squiggly. Thunder. That's a box of thunder. See? And it's got purple stones. A calming stone of peace and safety. I wonder if that's what it is. Or a stone of containment. It's this box. Amethyst, gemstone, stones of containment can be used to charge of waiting. Yeah. Let's put that over to the side there. I've been trying to get a hold of an Ambra. Before she vanished, Verona said it might have something to do with my patience. It had almost slipped my mind, but then I remembered there's one right here in Strange Antiquities. Eli told me himself he keeps it locked behind ethereal key. Uh-oh. Locked behind ethereal key. Do I have one of those? An ethereal key is designed to be hidden from prying eyes. When activated by moving the object in a circular motion, the key is revealed by its gemstone of light. These are rare items and not generally known about outside of thaumic circles. Gemstones of the night power the concealment charm. Gemstones of the night. Is that onyx? I think it is. Yeah. Okay, so what do I... Those are holes. Feels stupid. A key. Let's get these out of there. Yeah, we're running out of shelf space here. Let's move some stuff over. I don't like that there. I like that here. Even though boss told me not to open it. An Ambra, huh? Why do you need one of these? They produce a noctic field. What's a noctic field? All thaumic objects produce a field of sorts, although invisible to the naked eye. They can be observed by placing an object over a thaumic lens. That's a diurnic field pattern. I knew I'd put that somewhere. But that doesn't help me with a noctic field. What? Let's see. This is new. Diurnal. I'm not sure how to do this. Oh, that closes it. Okay. Okay, so it's got two circles, one within the other, up top. So it looks like that. With a diamond and a circle at the bottom. Oh, it shows you what the field is. So it generates the field when you make the symbol. Okay. So all we have to go on is that it generates one of these fields. These items cause mental fog, withering of intellect and thought. They're slow to work, requiring several hours to have an effect. Through prolonged use, they can cause the whites of the ice to turn black and the subject to be deeply disoriented. That's not much to go on. But she did say it was behind this cabinet. So let's get rid of that. It ain't that. It ain't that. I don't think it's the compass. That does produce a Noctic field, and it has a rune on it. So let's see. It has a little stick figure. It looks like a stick figure. Confusion. It's that. The three different elements. Okay. We'll get to that when we get to that. Put you back. I don't like you. You cause confusion. You. I know you from somewhere. I don't remember why, because I mind crushed you, that's why. Haven't been myself, I'll leave you be. Goodbye. That's what happens when you mind crush somebody. They forget who you are and what you were doing. They found some poor soul washed up on the lakeshore. An older lady by the sounds of it. Drowned, but that's not the worst of it. Her eyes were all black, just like those others. I'm not taking any chances with the water around here. I'll take a bones guard. Small item known as a bones guard can be placed in any liquid to render it safe to drink. King Cedric the Meek was well known to be terrified of being poisoned, and so always drank from the same goblet and always placed a bones guard inside. He was stabbed to death in 1203. These objects often bear the mark of the antidote. So it's not the cup itself, it's something you put inside the cup. So it's got to be small. And it's got the symbol of an antidote on it. Poison? There's poison. I don't see antidote, though. I see P. Fog, hail, lightning, stone cold. Let's remember poison. It's a diamond with a plus on top. Okay, this one has a diamond with a plus on the bottom. Let's see if that has a meaning. Because I don't think it does. So maybe poison, the antidote, is diamond with the plus on the bottom, you know what I mean? Maybe it's the inverse. I think it is. And it's small enough to fit in one of these. And it's all I've got to go on, really. The symbol resembles the symbol for poison, rendered upside down with a line under it. It can be inferred that this is the mark of the antidote. That's flimsy, but I guess I got it, so I can't complain. I'm afraid I can't pay you, but if I can offer a trade if you'll accept it. A hand of glory. Oh, I remember somebody told me something else. Where's that mask, or did I give it away? Yep. It is day 11. Or day 12, rather. It's now day 12. To my left, the day. To my right, the night. That's a tough one. What map would we even start with? To my left, the day. So is there anything with the sun on it? To my left, the day. To my right, the night. It's here. That was faster than I thought it would be. I find the row of the 3 tombs in the upper levels of the catacombs. The cool darkness is strangely calming at times down here, and I sit for a while in quiet contemplation. When I rouse from my thoughts, I look down at my feet and find an item there. Had it been there all along? I never noticed it when I sat down. An Ooga Booga idol. It makes jingly sounds. I've been hearing a worrying rumor about Verona Green. They're saying she drowned in the lake. I hope for all our sakes they're wrong. Another puzzle! According to family legend, an ancestor of mine hid an item of thaumic significance in his burial chamber. It has never been found, but not for lack of trying. I was tempted to search for it myself until I learned that it was in the catacombs in a place known as the Hall of Shields. Perhaps it's better to leave it to those who know what they're doing. It is in a place known as the Hall of Shields. Hall of Shields. As you can see, there are a great many shields here. Yeah. As I descend further into the catacombs, a strange sensation overcomes me. It is not fear, although fear is mixed in with it. With cold clarity, I know at once what it is. I have entered an area known as the Depth, a place few have been and fewer have returned from. Not even Palians can clear the air here and render it safe to breathe, but there is a way. Slate miners inhale the vapors produced by a spirit called a wandering shroud. They say it invigorates their senses and stays the mind rot that would otherwise consume them. It would be dangerous to continue exploring down here without following their lead. The wandering shroud. Okay, we're going to have to look up in the index. Wandering shroud, I think. Wandering Shroud, Shield Charm, Spirit Vault. I think Spirit Vault would be the thing we want. Spirit Vault, also known as a fetid chamber, is a receptacle used to store a wandering shroud. The interior is lined with a paste made from sulfur, hence the name. They are not considered dangerous since shrouds tend to be benign, but on occasion they do not take kindly to being restrained. A faint vibration of the receptacle can be felt when a shroud is held within. So this is a receptacle. Smooth polished, indented. That's weird. It's only here. I can't push it. May not be that, however. There is this. Cold and smooth. Does it smell like rotten egg? Ah! The interior is lined with a paste made from sulfur. Rotten egg. I try to breathe in the vapors from the wandering shroud, but to my horror I realize the spirit vault is empty. My vision starts to blur as the cloying air of the depths fills my lungs and I stagger away in a daze. When at last I reach the surface, I take deep breaths of the fresh air, but my lungs ache for some time after. I need to be more careful. I have written to Barton Potter. He will know where to find a wandering shroud. Well, I finally got rid of that. So this letter has not been resolved yet. I guess that makes sense. I've done something quite stupid. I went exploring in Heathwood and came across a grave. It was so overgrown with dark brambles, so I started to clear them to get a better look at the inscription. I wasn't as careful as I should have been. The thorns were thick and menacing, and I scratched my arm on one of them. I have not felt well since. Yeah, you don't look good. The thorns were thick and menacing. Okay, you've got a curse, my lady. Blackheart. The heart of the sufferer feels constricted as though it is clamped in a vice. The skin is pale and cold to the touch, and veins stand out darkly on the body. Eventually, death will occur. Yeah, she's got Blackheart. Whoops. Yes, open it. Blackheart. Lamb Siphon. Used to reverse the effects of the Blackheart curse. A skilled hand is required to perform the procedure, drawing the curse from the body over the course of several hours. The instrument is made using the dried seed pod of a sheep snap plant. Curse. I don't think we're going to find a rune for curse here. Blessings. No. Sheep snap. There's big balls on the sheep snap. And I see a big ball here. Thin and delicate hard. It sounds hollow when tapped. Some kind of green organic material. I think this is it. Baby rattle. It clearly resembles the seed pod of the sheep snap plant. It's a good thing they have pages of my encyclopedia, otherwise I'd be screwed. You don't know me, but it's time I introduce myself. I'm the curator of the Museum of History here in Undermere. Eli and I have a complicated relationship, don't all siblings? I don't tend to come by the shop much anymore, but I heard he had left town for a few days. I wanted to bring him this, but I know he'd only turn me away without even looking at it. Don't use me as your go-between. Keep your bookmark to yourself. Oh, fine. Jupiter, thank goodness you're safe. Yeah, yeah, thank goodness. It wasn't because I was going to leave him for dead. I found another clue in the journal. The text directly before this is largely legible, but I was able to make out a reference to a vault of some kind. 3 resonant objects. Lightest first, heaviest last. Resonant objects. The penitent man will pass. Resonant. What does that mean? Lightest first, heaviest last. This looks like something we can solve now. 3 resonant objects, lightest first, heaviest last. Well, resonance is like a sine wave type thing, where if you have 2 waves layered on top of each other, it will build the wave if it's resonant. So maybe it means one of these. Lightest first, heaviest last. I feel like I'm going to be wasting my time with this one, but we'll see. Okay, that's a ½ pound. We're going to have to do some weighing here. No. That one has a wave, but it's vertical. That one has a sine wave. This one's heavier. Whoops. I really wonder if I'm barking up the wrong tree on this one. Okay, this one could be the heaviest. Yes, it is. And I've wasted my time. Resonant objects. maybe, maybe the word resonant appears in here. Resonance compass. It will point towards nearby resonant objects. The only objects that can be detected this way. Oh! And it looks like a compass. I think this is it. Okay, so there's this one. Oh, it's pointing towards that one. There's this one. I need to separate these two. Hang on. The Elvis stone. Where the hell did that go? No, I want it here. I want it here. Okay. We've got buttons here. Okay, there's that. You thought Mist was confusing? Yeah, well, I think Mist was a little more confusing than this. I'm okay. What else we got here? We got buttons here that we can push and unpush. Maybe it's the clock hands. Yep. Mystery. I got a fright when they brought the body of that poor drowned woman to me with those lifeless black eyes. I thought for sure it was Verona at first. She does look like her. But we're quite certain it's a lady from Hawkshead who went missing a few days ago. There's one thing I can't get out of my head, though. Why would she try and swim across the lake? And in the meantime, Verona's still missing. I don't like to use atomic needles as rule, but the circumstances are beyond the rulebook. We need answers. What here looks like a needle? Let me put some of this stuff away. The resonance compass is useful, so let's hold on to that. Let's see. And the Elva Stone can go somewhere. Elva Stone goes there. Thaumic Needle, A. Thaumic needles are controversial items that are rarely used. They can reach into the mind of the recently deceased to give an impression of their thoughts before they died. Curiously, the weight of these tall items decreases when heated. Tall items decreases when heated. Well, we have to... So it's like 2 pounds. So it's a tall item. Can we do this? Whoops. No, I don't want to weigh the candle. I don't think it's that thing. Aha! That's the thing. It is a tall item. You again. Hello. The people are afraid. And they are right to be, but it is too late for them. They are of no use to us, but you might be. Prove yourself, and perhaps Holgar will deem you worth saving. I require an object to steady my restless congregation and remind them why I am the one to lead us through this turbulent time. They respect strength and power above all else. We're going to follow your fortinates. Folly symbol can be revealed to induce a trance-like state in anyone who casts their eye upon it, making them open to suggestibility. Precaution should be taken against unwittingly looking upon the hidden symbol for too long. So this is to brainwash her audience, if she wants to do that. Or a fortance can enhance physical strength or restore strength that has been sapped, whether by extortion or by hex. So this one is to make her more powerful. They are made of stone or item and usually take the form of a small totem. Yeah, these both seem bad. Stone or iron and usually take the form of a small totem. They respect strength and power above all else. I don't want to give you either one of these, lady. At least not for cheap. $49.95. Let's give her the fortnance. They're made of stone or iron and usually take the form of a small totem. Stone, gold. I have nothing to remark. stone, gold. Nothing to remark. It's a hand of stone and a gold again. It chills my blood to hold it. The claw with the rock in it? Could be. No, I want this. Huge black gemstone streaked with red. Iron. Inner perception. I have nothing to remark. Huge black gemstone streaked with red. A dark stone for dark purposes. Strength comes up a lot here. Strength. Diamond and an X. Soap. Strength, diamond, and X. It's this. Good luck with that. What is this symbol? I want to know before I close shop. Diamond with this line through it. Weakness. That is a symbol of weakness. Probably shouldn't have this. Anything else we got to do today? I don't think so. We could identify the other thing. I can't remember what it was called now. I really can't remember what it was called now. Morgan's Folly. Okay. We could try to identify it. Suggestibility. A folly symbol can be revealed to induce translate state in anyone. Okay. That one's hard. I'm glad we didn't try that one. I don't think there's a symbol for suggestibility. We can look. Hypnosis? A big diamond with a little diamond under it. Something with a hidden symbol. Yeah. What's that symbol? Deception? Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, but if it's a hidden symbol, how do you reveal it? Wood, gold, green gemstone. Takes great effort to tear my eyes away. I think it's this, but I don't want to label it without knowing. Okay, we'll just end the day. Zeus. Oh, I am marked by Jupiter. I am marked by Jupiter. By the cat, perhaps? So we look for a cat? Maybe barking up the wrong tree, so to speak. Marked by Jupiter. I'm marked by Uranus. Is that why the urine symbol exists? That, actually, I've heard worse ideas. I've heard worse. A square with a dot in the middle. I don't see it, but yeah. I don't see it. Even as a joke, I don't see it. Or, you know what I mean. Maybe there's a symbol for cats? I don't think I saw one. I'm marked by Jupiter tin. So it looks like a 4 with a curly Q on it, or 2 and a 1 or whatever. This. The mark of Jupiter on my map leads me to a square room on the ground floor. Other than an intriguing torn note, there doesn't seem to be anything of interest until I notice the bookshelf is mounted on a runner. I can slide it to one side. I push it, and it glides easily, revealing a hidden recess in the wall behind it. Two snakes. Not facing each other. The castle vaults are blocked by a diurnic seal. It can be opened by any object made from silver or gold that produces a diurnic field. It can be opened by any object made from silver that produces a diurnic field. Nope, not that one. Okay, we got to make this symbol. So a circle up top and a circle in the middle. The castle vaults are blocked. So this isn't even something we got to do now, but... I've already forgotten what we're doing here. Oh, so it's a big circle up top. Okay. Okay, so 2 repelling fields. All right. So any object made of silver that does that. I believe this is silver. Yes. but it does not produce a diurnic field. Unfortunately, silver items are somewhat rare. I don't see one. Scythian Charm. There is silver in it. No. Iron. Silver or gold. Oh. Okay. Spirit Eye. Is that bronze? Okay. Bronze, iron. Iron. Ethereal Key is gold. Nope. Shimmer is gold and iron. Nope. Thaumic Needle is gold detailing laid over stone. Where is the cat? That is gold. Is that it? I think that's it. Okay, so we got to keep the cat. We got to keep it handy. Can't say too much, but it has fallen to me to carry a secret the people would kill for. The people have killed for. There's a lot of weight to carry around in my head, and it's getting harder to bear around certain family members. It occurred to me that it would be safer in an acumenical. An acumenical is a receptacle, commonly featuring a memento mori that acts as an aid to recollection. A memory cannot reside in both the mind and the acumenical at the same time, and it cannot be stored indefinitely. When a memory has been left for long periods, it begins to emit unpleasant vapors. An empty acumenical, on the other hand, is an ominous presence, pulling at the threads of one's mind. There's a number here. 4. Wonder if that's significant. I think it's this box. It says receptacle. And it says mind. That's an hourglass, so that's time. Check the spell. Nothing to remark. That's if it has a memory in it, it can emit unpleasant vapors. But if it's supposed to be empty, so it shouldn't have any smell. There's this. I have nothing to remark. Bronze and gold. Raised detailing. Ooh, secret. What does that mean? Oh, hidden symbol. I wonder if that's it. I got distracted. Blessings. Okay, so that's not the receptacle we're looking for. An engraved symbol. Ooh. Big diamond with a little diamond under it. What did we say that was? Hypnosis. This is the Morgan's Folly, this thing. Pretty sure. Texture. No, I want this. I have nothing to remark. I'm pretty sure it's this box. There's an hourglass motif on the box of Memento Mori. On short inspection, it produces an unpleasant sensation, suggesting it is empty. Yeah. Good luck. People are getting restless. The followers of Holgar have been marching through the streets with that crazed priest at their head. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Not that I had anything to do with it. Not long ago, that sort of behavior wouldn't have been tolerated in Undermere. Now there are people joining in. I'm just a postman. In answer to your question, yes, it is possible to capture a wandering shroud. To the north of town, if you follow the little stream up through the woods... Okay. To the north of town, if you follow the little stream up through the woods, you'll come out on a hilltop that was clearly some ancient significance. It is not uncommon to see wandering shrouds there. Be patient, be still, and they will come. To the north of town, if you follow the little stream through the woods, you'll come to a hilltop. To the north of town, if you follow the stream north through the woods, you'll come to a hilltop. After a pleasant walk around the beck, I reach a series of grassy mounds, the barrows. Whoever is buried in them must have been important in their time. If I'm to collect what I have come for, I need to be prepared. Okay, so where did I put that thing that capture a wandering shroud? Can't even remember. My memory is so scattershot these days. I can't remember what the hell it was. The feather one? It's the green jar. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I sit and wait, quietly and patiently, not certain exactly what I'm looking for. For some time, nothing happens. And then, long after my mind has drifted towards a warm fire and hearty supper, I notice a movement in the corner of my eye. A strange, thin mist is formed near one of the barrows. It seems to produce a sort of dark light, a contradiction that my eyes have trouble perceiving clearly. The ethereal creature, for surely this is a creature of some kind, ambles towards the vault I have left out for this purpose, and I daren't breathe as it slowly nestles itself within the receptacle. Okay, so we're going to need to keep this handy as well. Whoops. These plants are in the way. I'm pretty sure this is right, so I'm going to put this up. Now we do the next part of the letter since the jar is full. You're right. Hall of Shields. I breathe deeply from the spirit vault and it clears my mind. I don't care to linger too long down here, but I forge on until I reach the unmistakable Hall of Shields. A stone sarcophagus sits on a raised portion of rock in the center of the cavern. I hold the torch close to better see the inscription on the side of the tomb. It reads, "The sun's light will reveal my gift." Mystified, I cast my eye up to the walls of the cavern and search the shield for some other clue, but nothing stands out. Whatever's in this thing must be effing awesome. The sun's light. Okay, is there a rune for the sun? The sun's light. Gold. A sun symbol, obviously. I think that's the symbol that we're looking for, if it is there. What is this symbol? It's two E's facing each other. Paralysis. That's the symbol for paralysis. Okay, something with the sun on it. There's the sun here. Or this is something with the moon. Two moons. Could it be something we've already discovered? Light. Sun bond. Sun bond on the top right. The sun bond banishes the darkness in an instant, half blinding my gloom-adjusted eyes and bringing summer's warmth to the cold cavern. Blinking and squinting, I notice that one of the shields in particular is glowing in the bright light. I reach up and pull the shield down to reveal a small cavity hewn into the rock behind it. Inside is a blood-red urn. With another snack on it. Finally, we have finished that quest chain. And we stole somebody's ashes, yes. I got to thinking after I left earlier. Transferring this secret to an acumenical only adds an extra step. Yes, it's safer than walking around with it in my head, but I would know where to find it. What I really need is a truth conduit so I can deceive them into thinking I know nothing at all. You're a complicated fella. These items are used by tricksters and swindlers to distort and deceive. They do not warrant the designation of dark article that someone to apply to them, but they can be and have been used maliciously. The gentle sound they produce anchors the mind as the spell is woven, combining symbology with a deeper, more primitive power. Now, didn't I have something that had deception in it? This was blessing. That was a blessing. Was this deception? Yes. I have never felt more tired or more devoid of life. Tell me about it. An apathy has settled in my bones that I do not seem to be able to shift. But while I still have breath in my lungs, I will not succumb without a fight. By the grace of Grey, I will find a way forward. Apathy. A curse, perhaps? No, not a curse. An apathy has settled my bones. I never felt more tired or devoid of life. It could be this thing with the blessing on it. I think we're done with the spirit vault. Not paralysis. Not whatever this is. Apathy. Fatigue, perhaps. No. Purge unwanted memories? No. Translation of foreign texts? No. Divert attention? No. Ask me about Loom. Gray's Grace, worn as a pendant to dispel melancholy. They share the design of a shadow catcher. Oh, it matches what you said about... Okay, Gray's Grace. What did it look like, though? It's not there. Gray's Grace. Pretty tricky using things I've already identified. Pretty tricky. Thank you, Manny. I've had a tip-off about something exciting. Have you come across the so-called nameless gods? You know, I have. I made this lady see them. Did you also know the tall stones you sometimes find in high places were once doorways of a kind? Here's the exciting part. An inscription has appeared on the top of the stone that sits atop of Weatherlim. This is where you come in. I'm confident that a pit will open the doorway. The other option is a Babelia to read the inscription. But they say that if you read the language of the nameless gods, you become cursed, which I can't say I like the sound of. I'm leaning towards the more direct approach, but then again, that could be dangerous too. Okay, so a pit will open the doorway. or read the inscription and get cursed. I say we read the inscription of the ancient nameless gods. I'm gonna say the Babelia. The meaning of the unusual markings on a Babelia is not clear. They resemble a mentic field pattern, but the items themselves do not produce a mentic field. They can be used to aid with the translation of foreign text, although they require some skill to make full use of. This ability is not transferred to spoken language. They resemble a mentic field pattern, but the items do not produce a mentic field. Circle, big circle up top, little circle at the bottom. Okay. So a hashtag. They resemble a mentic field pattern, but they do not appear as one. That ain't it. That definitely ain't it. I'm honestly not sure what I'm looking for here. This one produces a mentic field. You think? It has something that looks like a field, something that doesn't cause it, maybe. This produces nothing. The meaning of the unusual markings on a Babelia is not clear. They resemble a mentic field pattern. Okay, so there's markings on it that look like the hashtag. But I don't see anything like that. Oh, there's this. Kind of? The design on the item resembles a mentic field pattern. Okay. Thank you. I hope this works. Here's a token of my appreciation. Something for you to ponder over. Ooh, a golden idol. You can go next to Cat. So yes, read the inscriptions of the spooky Cthulhuid cult. I haven't been reading these at all. It's probably going to be to my detriment and sorrow. We still haven't opened the vault. I am buried with the Knight of Thorns. Okay. The Knight of Thorns, you say. Well, I don't see anything obvious that points to a sword. There's a knight here. We've searched this place. There's a guy here. $13.56 it says. I don't know why that's significant. Mid-far left, you say? I don't suppose there's thorns as a symbol here. Vinegar wax, no. No. Thorns. Mars in winter, rising in summer. Yeah, the knight has a sword here. But I'm not sure that's enough. We'll try it. Yep. The tomb of the Knight of Thorns resides alongside an ossuary filled with the unknown dead from the Battle of Sotherfell. It is an unpleasant place that I do not plan to linger in. Happily, I am able to find the item I came for without any difficulty, and I quickly leave and don't look back until I'm out in the bright of day once more. Alright. I've noticed that some people claim not to fear death. They say that dying scares them, but not death itself. Not me. Not the great Thomas Pope. Give me pain, give me fear. Give me such desire. Going back to the nothingness, that's what I fear. I'm going to do my best to live forever, starting today with a loam. We were just looking at one of those. Sometimes called a hand of Jupiter or a fire palm, a loam is an item with enticing power. They can reverse the signs of aging, but anyone who has played that game knows that it can only last so long before time catches up, and when it does, it often hits harder. Hand of Jupiter or fire palm. Hand grasping an object, which looks like this. The castle vaults. This is the only thing that even looks like it. There is a hand here. It's iron. This is stone. It's stone and wood and gold. What's the book say about Jupiter? Amber, fire and light. Wow, thank you, Valen the Jackal. I'm doing okay, all things considered. Could be better, but you know. There's only 2 hands. Reverse the signs of aging. This one, he doesn't like the way it chills my blood to hold it, he says. This one, he has nothing to remark. This is tin. Hang on, tin. That is the Jupiter. Tin. Item features a hand in its design. It's made of tin, the planetary metal associated with Jupiter. It also features a triangle, the symbol for fire. There's that, too. Let's try to go to the vaults. The castle vaults, it said. Hang on. To the vaults. Should we try this? The vaults are blocked by a large iron door. It has no handle or keyhole and does not give in the slightest when I push against it. I realize that it has been thaumatically sealed, but that's not much help. It's not clear what I need to open it. We need a cat. The door slides open without a sound, as though it has been kept well oiled over the years. Behind it I find a large natural cavern that extends into the rock beneath the castle. Somewhat disappointingly, the walls are lined with racks of whiskey bottles instead of the row of artifacts I was picturing. Hey, whiskey's fine. I'll take it. That's a win. When I show Edmund, he is delighted, and he spends some time examining the dusty shelves. It is not long before he finds a find. He makes a find that I'm not surprised I missed. Sorry, I can't read today. It is not long before he makes a find that I'm surprised I missed. I return to the shop with a spring in my step and a curious item that demands further study. Just one? Okay, we can put this away now. The Bishop's Square is a simple tool of my great-great-grandfather's devising, loosely based on a briar's disc. By all accounts, he was an impressive man, but it would seem his mind began to fail him at the end. Perhaps he spent too long studying his Zia. He imagined invisible enemies coming to steal away his most prized possessions, so he began hiding them about the castle, noting their locations in a code only he understood. Iron and bronze. The Bishop's Square. Is that what this is? Can we find Briar's disc in here? No. And what's a Zia? A Zia. Warn about the neck to place them closer to the heart. These innocent-looking items instill a sense of fear and paranoia. They can be difficult to remove. Zias are made of any single material except wood or clay. They typically have no symbol or other writings upon their surface. Fear and paranoia, anything except wood or clay. I have a strong sense of being watched. That could be a Zia. That's paranoia. Takes great effort to tear my eyes away. Bronze, a black gemstone. It's also only one material, right? Thank you, Monsieur Yogi. I was looking at your Ultimate Retrospective and saw you were online. I come back to your videos from time to time. Makes me feel nostalgic. Thank you very much. I'm going to label it. I'm going to say that's the Zia. For now. We're going to leave it here, though. It still might be something else. Perhaps he spent too long studying his Zia. You imagine invisible enemies going to stay away. Fire's disc. I have nothing to remark, he says. I'm wondering... The map has writing its symbol, so maybe the square helps solve that. Yeah. Yeah, we got this. Unfortunately, none of the symbols line up. There's no... I can't see any... Those two kind of line up. What do the symbols on the stone mean? Okay. Circle with a dot in it. Summer. There's summer, and then there's a soft-boiled egg kind of thing. Autumn, spring. So it's the seasons. So Mars symbol needs to be winter? Wait, why do you say that? The map says winter. Oh. Mars in winter, rising in the summer. Mars is the man symbol. These line up. Kind of. So that's winter, that's Mars. This is... autumn. Rising in summer. So, should we try this room? The smells and sounds of cooking greet me as I enter the castle kitchens. I feel a little foolish as I try to avoid the cook's glares while following the clues left to me by a mad old man. What was I thinking? I'm not going to find anything here. And yet, on the exact spot where the map leads me, there is something. A floorboard that has been cut and replaced. With a little difficulty, I lift it up and feel around in the cavity below before my fingers grasp something hard. It is a dead rat. Nope. It's an Ooga Booga idol again. We did it. We did it indeed. There has been an unexpected death in the family. It hit all of us quite hard, but particularly my husband. I would like to gift him a heart chamber. There's a vast skull in the catacombs said to be that of the beast Blackheart. Holgar's followers believe that when he slew it, he trapped its soul along with its power in an item known as the Wraith Chamber. Heart chambers are based on this mythical object, but they have morphed over time into a way to keep those dear to us close to heart after death. There's a vast skull in the catacombs believed to be that of the beast Blackheart. I should not have come here. Well, it was worth a try. There is a coffin here. Is there a symbol for death? Let's see. Yes, there is. It's the Omega. There is a vast skull in the catacombs said to be that of the beast Blackheart. You think it's going to be this coffin? Yep. This item appears in the sketch of Holgar. It bears a symbol that resembles the Holgren Grim mask. Okay. Once again, we're out of shelf space. All right. Did you ever work out what that Bishop Square thingy was? Yes, I did. I suddenly remembered this note I found some time ago, and it occurred to me that it might be related. I almost threw it away, but it intrigued me, so I held on to it. Blessings in spring, rising in autumn. Ooh, we have another quest here. Okay, so the symbol for spring was what? The leaf. Alright, okay. Blessings in spring. The symbols on the map lead me up the winding stair of the North Tower. The pendant has been carefully hidden, but knowing where to look means that it does not take me long, and I am soon on my way back to the shop with a new trinket. That was easy. Now that we know how the square works. Something isn't right at the museum. I'm worried it's all my fault. I'd hoped my brother would be back by now. I've had an idea, though. I'm no thaumaturge, but I think I can weaken it using a witherance. Oh dear me, this had better work. A witherance is the inverse of a fortnance and is sometimes put to more malicious use. These can be crafted like stone like the fortnance, but wood is more commonly used. Okay, let's look up fortnance then. A fortnance can enhance physical strength that has been sapped. Okay. What was the symbol again? Weakness. I think it might be this. Yep. Little goblin. A Jedi Knight. My mind is severed. Need methther. I think there's a few of those. There's an abrasive methther, a restful methther, and that's it. So a restful methther is the thaumaturge's link to the inner mind, promoting clarity of thought. The abrasive methther is used to purge unwanted memories. You don't want that. You want the restful methther. Oh, there's a third, Solemn methther. Hang on, let's look that up. Solemn methther. Ah, you do want a Solemn methther. Okay. Of the three types of methther, the Solemn variety is considered to be the most powerful. It permits the drinker to forge pathways in the mind to recall that which has been forgotten, or to repair that which has been broken. It will produce a noticeably stronger thaumic feel than the other two types. Okay, what was the first one I found? I just want to see what it looked. Restful methther. Okay. So there's this. And yeah, it makes a little shimmery thing there. Okay. And that kind of makes a shimmery thing there. This one, however, that's the shit right there. Using the index, I can remind myself what a methther looks like. It produces a stronger thaumic feel than the other methods, yeah. May the force be with you. I've discovered something via the thaumic needle. The woman who tried to swim across the lake was compelled to do so by some invisible force. She was looking for something, and whatever it is, it's right here in Undermere. That's not all. I decided to experiment with the Ambra. When I was under its spell, I heard whispers. Something was calling to me, and it left me feeling terribly afraid. This must be what's keeping my patients in their trance-like state. I've never used a Godian siren before, but it occurred to me that I might be able to use it to drown out the whispers. Sure, I got several of those. What color are you looking for? Though these are similar in form to thaumic needles, Godian sirens serve a very different purpose. They create a strong compulsion like a siren's call that can be used to divert attention. A display of Godian objects at the Museum of History in Undermere. Okay, so similar to Thaumic needles, similar in form. So let's look up the Thaumic needle again. So the Thaumic needle was this really elaborate idol. I have nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. There's a skull. Use to divert attention. Okay, it's going to remark on that. Nope, no, hang on. Select it. Takes great effort to tear my eyes away. Green gemstone. Malachite, the fourth eye, a stone of sight. Could be that. I don't think it's jade. Could be though. Study the earth and nature. Actually, it probably is. Oof. I guessed on that one. Closed. We're coming up on the end of the game, it looks like. No, we still got a few more days. Blackmare. I'm just going to read these to myself here. Let's see if we can discover some extra secret. A deep pain radiated down the side of the right head where he slices up with a diverging hook. I tend to read pretty fast, so I'm sorry about that. I'm just wondering if this points to a map location that we haven't explored yet. No, I don't think we're going to get any clues here. It's just telling a story about how this black casket artifact they found corrupted their minds and caused them to fight. Yeah. Locked it away deep in the museum's archives, along with other such artifacts that are best kept from public eyes. Okay. No clues yet. I am under the barn where the axe meets the tree. Let's leave it there. I'm under the barn where the axe meets the tree. That could mean a lot of things. First of all, I'm looking for anything that says barn here, but I don't think there is one. No. I'm under the barn where the axe meets the tree. I don't see any axes or trees here. Nor do I see one here. This one's hard. What do you guys think? Pine Road, you say? Woodcutter's Lane, Pine Road. Axe Tree? Woodcutter Lane, axe meets the tree. Under a barn? Here? Yes! Yes! To the side of the house sits a dilapidated barn. The stench of manure is overpowering. There is no sign of an owner, so I search carefully, not sure exactly what I'm looking for. Suddenly I spy a flash of blue, a bottle. This is it. Magic potion. Pretty tricky riddle. Good morning. Yes, and to you too, Jupiter. I'm getting more concerned about my mother. Hearing about that poor lady who drowned frightened me, but she'll turn up. She always does. I've had another breakthrough. This time I'm certain it's a clue that leads to another hidden part of strange antiquities. For the individual, a stone for dark purposes. From the celestial, a stone of the earth. For the diurnal, a stone of death. We gotta look up fields again. A stone for dark purposes. For the celestial, a stone of the earth. Stone of death. Okay, so this is the stone for dark purposes, so I'm pretty confident that's that one. I'm pretty confident in that one. The stone of the earth. Jade. That's either malachite or jade. Stone of death. No. Okay, what's the stone of death again? It's onyx. Oh, Vivianite. So kind of oily, streaky kind of stone. This thing? The Holgen Groom? We did it! Whew. That was probably... I made that... I think I made a guess and it was the right one, but it could have gone either way. Okay, now if it's the same thing as it was before, we're gonna guess these, and we got us treasure. Secret. Nothing bothers you, does it, cat? Pretty good score. Right. Thank you for the methther. I have seen into the yawning deep. I have seen beauty beyond the comprehending mind. The price is steep, but I pay it gladly. My shadow anchor, broken, must replace. Shadow anchor. A shadow anchor is sometimes used in the practice of shadow casting, the art of projecting one's presence outside of the body, just like a Jedi Knight. Without an anchor, minds have known to become lost. Shadow anchor designs can vary greatly. Some prefer pendants, while others prefer to clutch a totem in their hand. Some make use of symbology, while others use gemstones. They will always produce a field from the individual branch, however. Again with the fields. And it's completely vague. Individual branch. Okay. We gotta look up the fields. I should have written the fields down. You know, that probably would have been smarter. Big circle up top, little circle at the bottom, and a diamond. Okay, so is that of the mind? Yeah, okay, so it's the hashtag or big circle in the middle, little circle up top, and a diamond. So it's either the hashtag or the repelling waves. Okay. And it can look like anything. Is there a symbol for gemstone, or for shadows, I mean? I don't think so. This is going to be brutal. Shadow anchor. What is this symbol? It's like a circle with a line through it. Maybe dark has a symbol? That could be dark. I don't see that symbol anywhere. This symbol does not appear. This symbol is wax, it says. So fire and wax. It's not this thing. A black substance, soot, perhaps. A stick figure with 4 arms. Confusion is the one stick figure guy. I don't know what that symbol is. Mister, do you know what a shadow anchor looks like? Minds. Is there a symbol for mind? Have I already asked that question? Stone of strength. Mentic, an anchor between body and mind. It could be a blue stone. could be that. I think that could be it. How blue are we talking here? It's kind of light blue with streaks in it. I think it's this one then. Actually, I don't know. Turquoise gemstone. Is there a turquoise gemstone? I'll check the fields, you're right. It produces the hashtag. Ooh. Okay, that one can go screw itself. I have Hulk powers! You have shown yourself to be a useful ally in these worrisome times. Keep one eye on the lake in the coming days. When blackened eyes seek the casket and waters turn to midnight, perform the sacrament, have faith in Holgar. Ooh, I think this is leading to an ending. The sacrament is a baptism ceremony in which one's life is pledged to the warrior god Holgar. It is performed by a blood priest within a stone circle. Yeah, I think this points to an ending. So I think maybe we should ignore it, because I don't really want to help the cultists of the warrior god. That seems like a bad idea. I'm going to ignore it. I'm afraid this letter was sorted incorrectly and has ended up doing a round trip to Kendall and back. Better late than never. I have spent a long time looking for an object that is believed to have been lost somewhere in the catacombs. The adventurer and thaumaturge Marwin left a trail to her hidden stash, or so the story goes. I followed it as far as the ossuary of the damned, a chilling bone-filled alcove carved into a natural chamber in the upper levels. But it seems her markings have been worn away by the time after that. I pass on the story to you and hope that you can see where I have failed. A chilling bone-filled alcove carved into a natural chamber in the upper levels. We've already been here, though. There is this. You think so? I'm able to follow Morwin's trail for a while, but the carved markings are faded and worn by centuries of weathering. By the time I reach the ossuary, I can no longer make them out at all. Fortunately, I've always wanted an excuse to use a Carrick's candle. Oh, I know. I already know which one this is. These items produce an invisible light that peels back the years, allowing a glimpse into the past. The effect is often murky and blurred, but works passably on stationary objects. They are marked by a depiction of a candle upon their surface. This was fire and wax, I believe. Yeah, let me double check that it's fire. Yeah, fire is the upward triangle. So fire and wax, that's a candle. Stalagmites retreat under the light of the candle as I hold it aloft and search the shifting rock for any signs of Marwin's trail. Suddenly I see it, an M etched in the rock, as clear as if it had been carved yesterday. I follow the trail in an excited hurry, tripping and stumbling as the candle distorts the height of the floor until I come to its end at a small boulder. Rolling the rock to one side, I reach behind it and reclaim Marwin's lost treasure. A cookie cutter? Brains. Okay. A curse. Poison of the mind, increasing vivid nightmares. Torment's paralysis. Affects the mouth and tongue so that speech becomes impossible. Give me a second, pal. Torment's Bane. These can be rolled along the tongue to cure Torment's paralysis or worn about the neck to protect against the curse. Like most items that ward against curses, they emit a diurnic field pattern. Again with the patterns. Big circle up top, circle in the middle. Big circle up top, circle in the middle. Okay, bouncy waves. That's bouncy waves. Could be. It looks like a rolly thing. Thank you. Whoops. I don't even know how I managed to get down from Weatherlim. Everything went dark after reading the inscription on the tall stone, but somehow I knew if I made it to strange antiquities, I would be okay. Through the darkness, I received a message from the nameless ones. They seek an item called the Nalian casket. Yeah, we don't want that. If we give it to them, they promise to free those that is infected. I don't think we have a choice. At least we can be certain of one thing. If they have the casket, they will not allow it to be opened. Really? All they desire, all they value is power, and opening the casket will release all of its contained power. Really? The time has come to decide, Thaumaturge. The casket wants to be opened. The casket will be opened. Nothing can stop it now, and yet there is still a part of this mind that will not be quieted. Help me to calm this clamming rage inside my head. This is your chance to elevate yourself above the scurrying ants that absolutely crawl through their meaningless lives. Okay, the abrasive methther might actually be what we're looking for. Purge unwanted memories, or the Zephyrim. These resonant objects give up a faint odor that will be familiar to any thaumaturge. It is the scent of the storm, of ozone and power, the scent of magic. When these vapors are inhaled deeply, they can unlock deep wells of anger and channel them into a powerful maelstrom. This is the power of the west wind? That sounds terrible. I think it's this last mug here. Drink this. And she just pisses off. Okay. We're definitely getting to the time when we have to pick an ending here. Well, if you love that reasoning, I know what the others look like, so it must be the last one. That was my reasoning. Yarn ball, you say. Why don't you think about this for a second, you guys? I'll be right back. I'm going to give Thaco some food. I think he's hungry. Be right back. Okay. I'm back. You think it's a road? Let's look for a road. I don't see anything that looks like it fits here. Do you think it fits? I think it's... Yeah. Inhaling deeply from the spirit vault to stave off the depths, madness of the depths. I make my way carefully down crumbling passageways past decaying crypts. Placed carelessly on top of the tomb is a collection of clay pots. Some lie in pieces, but most are whole. At first the collection seems unremarkable, but one in particular stands out, and I take it back up to the surface to take a closer look. Urn. I would like a nephroquant. Do not be concerned, dear. I've used one before. I know what I'm doing. I need to see your driver's license for this. These were once worn by the necromancers of the 5 gnolls who used them in their rituals of resurrection. Their power came bound to them such that if they were there to remove them even after death, the nephroquant would crumble to dust. Today their power is much diminished, but they can be used to draw out infections. However, they will cause Braxis if held against bearskin for long periods. Resurrection, death. Omega. I don't see anything for resurrection. No. Rebirth, there's a spiral. Nephroquant. It doesn't... This is also very vague. Okay, it has to be something that's worn. It gives me goosebumps. What spiral ring? This thing? What was this symbol again? Oh, the ring on the black hand. The item here is the ring, a wearable item. It is attached to a hand scarred by Braxis. Yeah. Well, that's smart. Very good. That's very smart. Please do pay us a visit. We have some items that we're confident will be of interest to you. The Twinnings, artisans of wood, iron, and clay, 2 Market Avenue, Undermere. How about I go now? Two Market Avenue. Am I going about this the wrong way? Sorry, I thought I heard something. Market Avenue at 15. Okay, the Twinnings. Yeah. The man who drops off his card introduces himself as owner of the Twinnings, an unusual sprawling series of grotto-like rooms filled with handcrafted carpentry, ironmongery, and pottery. He leads me past wooden chairs and strange iron contraptions to a room unlike the others. This one is filled with small trinkets, ornaments, and jars of various sizes, containing ominous-looking liquids and organic materials. I know it might not look like much, but there are some items of value among the junk here. Take your time and let me know if you find anything interesting. 2 hours later, I have indeed unearthed something very interesting that I'm keen to take back to the shop. Why couldn't you just give that to me? Oh, this is a dark artifact, man. That's the stone of evil, and that's the stone for dark purposes. I am leaving the Twinnings with my haul when a man shouts at me from across the street. As I look around annoyed, I notice to my horror the man's eyes are as black as coal. He rushes towards me and I stumble backwards, fumbling with the strap of my satchel as I try to grab an item to stop him. Hang on, let me look at my book real fast and... Despite the name, these simple-looking items do not produce a Wixic effect. They belong to the diurnal branch. They cause a freezing effect in the body, earning them the nickname Medusa Stones. Fortunately, this effect is not permanent. Thaco is very much wanting attention right now, so I'm torn. These simple-looking items do not produce a Wixic field. Hard and cool. Thaco is a dog, and he is a Dachshund Corgi mix. And he knows you're talking about him. Thank you, Joseph. Very much appreciated. Wixic cord. Okay. Nothing to remark. None of these has anything to remark. Let's see. It mentions a stone. Nickname Medusa Stones. They're gonna. I'm delaying looking up the diurnal branch because I can't remember ever what the fucking diurnal branch field looks like. Big square up top, a little square in the middle, or big circle in the middle. Repelling fields, okay. This does have that field. That's not it, though. I don't think it's the circle next to the cat, but I don't know. I can't find this symbol anywhere. I don't know what it means. It does not produce the field that we're looking for, though. Alright, let's start looking for that field. That ain't it. That ain't it. Not that. I don't think it's this. It does produce that field. That actually might be it. But I don't think so. Simple looking items. There's definitely something unusual at this item. I can't quite put my finger on it though. I didn't think so, but it's made of tin. Oh, it says they don't produce that field? No, it doesn't produce the Wixic field. It belongs to the diurnal branch. It's producing a diurnal field. No. It's not the Wixic field. Which one is freezing to the touch? I thought it was this one with the hand, but that's not it. By now, the crazy-eyed man has killed me over like 10 times over. Gemstone of cold. Freezing effect on the body. No. What about the blue bottle? As weird as that sounds. Gives off a scent like that of a brewing storm. I would think it's something you wear, being a cord. But we're out of items here. It chills my blood to hold it. It's made of stone. And it looks like it's somebody who's been turned to stone. Damn. That was it. I was impulsive there, but it paid off. Features many symbols. I could not find that symbol. It was the only one that produced a field that was made of stone, and I don't know. I was impulsive, but I did it anyway. Let me see if I can find that paralysis. Oh, it is here. I looked over it several times. Oh, man. Oh, man. I was right. I was at the top of the page, too. When I finally come to my senses, I realize I should alert Dr. Robertson, but by the time I return to the Twinnings, the man is nowhere to be seen. Oh, man. I feel stupid now. That one was pretty obvious now that I think about it, with the paralysis runes all over it. Something bad is about to happen. The ravens know it. My grandfather once taught me how to use a Cassander to see the paths ahead, but I saw what it did to him and vowed never to touch it again after he died. But the gnawing worry of what is coming has become too much for me. The eyes of a Cassander focus the power of the mind, enabling those skilled enough to see the path or paths ahead. These items do not produce a mentic field, as one might expect, but rather the more mysterious selenic. Care should always be taken with any object of prophecy, and these are no different. Many have been seduced or driven mad by paths shown to them and been led to ruin. The eyes of a Cassander focus the power of the mind. A feeling of disquiet lances through my body. I'm not sure. Sorry, I went quiet there for all of a sudden, but yeah. The eyes of a Cassander focus the power of the mind. I have nothing to remark. I find it unsettling. The eyes seem to pierce my soul. Selenic field, huh? Oops. Big circle at the bottom. Little circle up top. Sine wave, okay. The eyes. This could be it. It causes me to reflect on my own mortality. This is the only thing that has eyes. But I don't think that's it. This doesn't seem to produce any kind of field at all. Or if it does, it's kind of vague. Yeah, you're right. Let's look for Stone of the Mind here. A Stone of Sight, Malachite, Mentic. Could be. This does produce a sine wave. And that is the symbol, that is the malachite. Ooh, I guessed there. I guessed right. Yeah. This features 2 malachite gemstone stones of sight or eyes. It produces a sonic field. We're barely making it, but we're making it. There always seems to be something going on in Undermere. The sooner I can get this sorted and be on my way, the better. My uncle gave me a ring, and I've had nothing but bad fortune ever since. I'm starting to think it might be cursed. Is there any way to uncurse it? Well, I don't know. Curse. Casket purifier. Small tokens such as rings or amulets perhaps submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Yes, we need something. We need one of those. That was easy. I've been researching ancient customs, particularly those relating to thaumaturgy, and I'm fascinated by the use of objects in ritual ceremonies. If you're able to get your hands on a gris, I would be very interested in studying it further. For the ritual of the broken path, a gris is heated slowly over flame. To have full effect, it must be held in an ungloved hand until the ritual is complete, no matter how hot it gets. This ritual should not be performed by those who have not studied the Wixic art. It is common to suffer burns, and when done correctly, it should not be painful. I think this thing is, since it's been held over fire... It's got burn marks on it. Chalky black residue that coats my fingertips. And there's that paralysis symbol again. Yeah, you're right. I think it's this. Yeah. Oh, and it produces a Wixic field. I knew that. There's been a basilisk sightings in the hills across the river from Blackbarrow. I wouldn't say I'm a brave man, but I have a duty to protect my livestock and my village. Better me than a young man with his life ahead of him. I have come to prepare my sword. Oh, you need a thing. A shimmer. I think. Slot into armor or weaponry. They induce calm rage in the face of unimaginable horrors. You think so? Slot into armor or weaponry. I've come to prepare my sword. Let's look up, basilisk? Oh, it is here. It is here. What's a Cyrene Ward? Intense heat does not offer protection against the deadly basilisk itself. Folium. A blade is drawn across the face of a folium 6 times during the ritual of the Hand of Prior. Rare huntsmen and those wanting to prove themselves perform this ritual before seeking out the basilisk, as a folium blade is the only known way to pierce its thick armor. Hand of Prior. The hand did have scratch marks on it. It's either that or the shimmer. Or that's not the shimmer, but you know what I mean. And it is a petrified hand. Yeah. Good thing you stopped me, because I would have put the shimmer on there, no question. They've escaped. At first, my patients grew agitated when I used the Gaudian siren, but then I had a breakthrough. Vivian Cartwright woke up. She seemed lucid, calm even. I made a stupid mistake and loosened her restraints. I don't know what happened, whether the siren stopped working, or if perhaps it had never worked and she tricked me. But almost immediately she changed back and turned violent. Before I knew it, she had managed to free the others. We tried to stop them, but they fought their way out of the hospital. I have no idea where they've gone. Good luck with that. We survived the day. But barely. Oops, the last day. End of the world. Yeah, that was a rough day. The clock face is at those 3 numbers, you say. Uh-huh. This thing reminds me of the anime Berserk. I don't know why. It reminds me of the bayonet that the guy wears. That thing has the faces all over. It looks nothing like a bayonet, but I don't know. It reminds me of it. we've got... I don't think we can set the clock. Is that it? I think that's it. But what do you mean? It's looking for a location on the map. This has to be on the map somewhere. Okay, so what numbers do we have? If you flip it, you can see a moon. The half moon tomb. Yeah, you're right. Shazam is right. This tomb. The air is stifling in the darkness, and claustrophobia of the tunnels almost overwhelms me as I press on. I remind myself that there are few who venture down here, which means the chances of an interesting find are higher. It doesn't take long for my search to bear fruit. A dagger. What are you looking at? Get out of here. The Witherance was a terrible idea. I've only gone and made things worse. I wish Eli was back. He'd know what to do. Some years ago now, a friend brought an item to me, a black casket, and I learned that it was a dark article. I should have brought it to Eli right then and there, but I knew he would want to destroy it. Yeah? I'm a collector of things. It seemed too important to allow it to be destroyed, but I see how naive it was now. The casket is far more dangerous than anything I've come across before. And now I hear they are looking for it with their black eyes. Either I need to keep them out of the museum or bring the casket here to Strange Antiquities and hide it in one of its secret places. I think you should bring it here and give me the unlimited power. A dread vivant or a lunima? A dread vivant is the only way to handle some of the more dangerous artifacts. It can siphon power away from oneself for a time. A lunima, also called a moon pool, or heart of tranquility, harnesses the powers of the elements to create an aura of unease. They can be used to keep people away from places they are not welcome. There is a superstition among thaumaturgs that says a lunima should not be used when the moon is full. It is not known where this idea came from. I don't think we can contain this. I think we should keep people away from it. Lumina sounds the one to keep you away so he can bring it to you or hide it. Okay, let's see. Moon Pool. Heart of Tranquility. Harnesses the power of the elements to create an aura of unease. Lunima sounds like the moon is going to be full and he'll explode. Nothing to remark. That is a moon. You're right. I think that moon thing is, I think the moon is going to be full and it's going to bite him in the ass. Let's go with the Dread Vivant. It's the only way to handle some of the more dangerous artifacts. You can siphon power away from oneself for a time. Okay. This is vague. They're all vague. The power rising off a Dread Vivant is subtle but noticeably invigorating. Life and death. No. Dread Vivant. So dangerous artifacts. Good and evil, hope and despair. Well, this is life and death. It's a flower with a skull in it. I mean, it's flower's life, skull is death. And that's really the best guess I've got. I think this is the Lunima because it has all 4 elements on it. And if you look at Lunima, it uses the power of the elements to create an aura of unease. I think that's the one. A feeling of disquiet lances through my body. I think that's it, but I don't want to give that to him. But we don't have that many options here. It's either this, but I don't think it's that, because that one looks like this one looks like a dark artifact. I think this is my best guess. Yeah! The concept of balance is reflected in the design, the skull death, and the flower life. Closer inspect reveals the power the item exudes. It kind of doesn't, but alright. So these are all items that I think have been used before, but we haven't had a chance to go through them. These are all the new items that we are kind of considering here. Yeah. There's an uneasy quiet in town today. There aren't many people out and about. I'm heading straight home as soon as I'm done with my deliveries. I have recently come into possession of a number of texts on the subject of arcane artifacts. You are welcome to them if they are of any use to you. If I don't hear from you, then I shall donate them to the library across the street. Well, where do you live? Library, eh? Wordsworth Library 26. Wordsworth Library is a quiet haven of books and knowledge. Its shelves well stocked and well kept, a place where time slows with every turn of a page. The librarian Simone sits at a desk, her focus fixed on her work as always. I found some strange old books that dig into the history of strange antiquities, she says without looking up. It's very old, you know. I'll be sure to visit if I can uncover anything useful. To the library across the street. From Strange Antiquities. From 29. This, you think? Oh, she lives at the from the library across the street. Okay. All right. All right. All right. You're right. Okay. So several of the scrolls look promising, but they are written in the Dradic script, and my understanding is too rudimentary to make use of them. If Verona was around, I'm sure she could translate them, but she isn't, and I can't. Oh, there was that one thing that allows us to translate text. We're gonna have to go through all of them. The Babelia. Translation of foreign text. All of the... Okay, so the Babelia. We gotta track that down. The Babelia. The effect of the Babelia makes my head spin and I close my eyes tight for a moment as my mind catches up. The pages swirl and blur in front of me. Letters and words floating in and out of focus. After a time I find that I can read them, although it takes some effort and I feel drained as I reach the end. Hooray! With all that's happening in Undermere, I picked the worst week possible to lose my Briggic charm. I hope that you have one I can replace it with. A powerful item that offers hope in times of worry, protection in times of darkness, and wisdom in times of uncertainty. It wields the power of the Maiden, the Mother, and the Crone, the Wiccan triple goddess. Three moon necklaces, the triple goddess symbol. This thing? You think so? Vague. Argyle, a vessel of the earth used in various Dradic rituals. And that's it. Thanks for that page. You're very helpful. Let's keep that there. We'll never know. We're never gonna know what it is, except that it's dark. Hey, you're back. I'm sorry, I did not intend to be away for so long. I trust the shop has not been too much trouble to look after in my absence. It has. I have learned a lot from my time in Oxford. There's a powerful dark article here in Undermere called the Nalian Casket. And now you're telling me that my foolish half-wit of a brother had it in his museum this whole time? I know how to destroy it, but it's not going to be easy. Whatever happens, it must not be opened. We need to create a pillar of Calaris. From what I gather, such a feat has not been attempted in over 500 years. I just hope there's enough time to prepare. I'm afraid I can't stay, but I'll be back as soon as I can. A pillar of Calaris is a powerful blast of energy that can consume the darkness. In my opinion, it is the safest way to destroy powerful dark articles. It can only be produced at a place of significant thaumic convergence. Strength and weakness, light and darkness. Align the opposing powers at opposing compass points. With Korkin's light, the strong will be made weak and the dark will be made light. Strength and weakness, light and darkness. Place of significant thaumic convergence. That's not... It doesn't narrow it down. The bleak stones? It looks like Stonehenge. I have had my energy drained by some disturbing evil power. For days now I have felt tired and frail, and then today I found something that horrified me. Beneath my bed I discovered a carved wooden effigy with a strange symbol painted upon it. I don't know who has done this to me, but all I want for now is to lift this feeling of weakness. I don't think it's one of these. Oh, that dude put the little wooden troll under her bed? The Witherance? There is that strength effigy, yeah, you're right. The Fortnance. I remember this one. Let's look it up. A Fortnance can enhance physical strength or restore strength that has been sapped, whether by exertion or by hex. Yeah. I would like a Bloodbeck. The nameless ones are restless. I am ready to hear their voices. It was once thought that these objects could be used to commune with the dead, but it is now widely believed that such a thing is not possible. It is not known where the strange voices that emanate from a Bloodbeck originate, but there are some who believe they are the voices of the nameless gods. It doesn't describe what it looks like at all. Commune with the dead. Strange voices that emanate from a Bloodbeck originate. So it makes voices. Should we be able to hear something? Yeah, so let's... Scent and sound. Nothing to remark. Everything to remark. Could be it. Nothing to remark. Nope. None of these smell or sound like anything. I hear low chanting when I hold it to my ear. Well. Still getting more entries. Jeez. I went to move the casket, but it's gone. What do we do? I heard Eli's back in town, but he hasn't come to see me, and if he's not here, then I don't know where to find him. Oh God, what do we do? You're just gonna leave, I guess. I don't think we can end the day. I really don't think we can. Books. I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and the arcane. I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and the arcane. I guess we do have one more day. Okay, so there's the library. But I don't think that's it. There is another library. I lie below books and scrolls on the esoteric and the arcane. Entering the library, I'm drawn to a dark alcove around the right, bearing the title Esoterica and Erotica. Now, I'm sure there's much to learn here, but sadly, a cursory glance is all I have time for today. What do you mean you have time for this? Is the end of the world we're talking about. Pile up an arena desk, I find books on ornithology beside bestiaries of the old world. You can learn a lot about a person from the books they read. Okay, that's the library turned to its side. That's tricky. It was here. So beneath that on the first floor, it would be here. This doesn't seem right. There's nothing here. I should not have come here. That's it. As I open the door, I'm hit by the musty smell of damp. This room hasn't been entered for some time. The corner of the room is piled high with scrolls of parchment and old books, but underneath the debris I find something of interest. I was about to give up on that one. Where's the casket, you old coot? The museum was ransacked last night. I know, because I did it. I went looking for my brother, but he's nowhere to be found. The good news is they didn't find what they were looking for. I moved the casket myself and hid it here in Strange Antiquities vaults. It's safe for now, but we can't leave it for long. I have more to prepare, but I've left instructions on how to access the vault in the desk drawer. Why would I want to do that? Candle that gives off no light. An anchor that has never touched the ocean. A finger, but not of flesh. Okay, so the candle that gives off no light. We have found a candle before. It was like a pillar that... Carrick's candle, yeah. No, put it in the... An anchor that has never touched the ocean. Let's look for something called an anchor. No. Shadow anchor. Shadow anchor. What did it look like again? I'm looking right past it, I know I am. Did we not identify a shadow anchor? I know we have. Up. Oh, shadow anchor. Oh, that's it. A finger, but not of flesh. I believe that's witch's finger. Witch's finger. Severed digits of the Witch of Undermere. That was the tree branch thing. Witch's finger. Okay. I should not be opening this. This is wrong. I should not be doing this. Open it. Complex feeling comes over me. It is both horrifying and yet compelling. The lake has turned black. As omens go, I'd say that's probably quite a bad one, but the mail won't deliver itself. I found this note in an old writing desk up at Gleeson Castle. I expect it will mean more to you. Fear in autumn, rising in winter. Fear in autumn. Fear is the triangle, hash is kind of a thing. Wait, I need to look up autumn. It's the egg. Fear in autumn. Rising in winter, did it say? I searched the room at the foot of the western tower quite thoroughly before finding a stash papers. To my dismay, they are largely the scrawlings of a madman, but amidst the nonsense, there is some valuable information. I found a stash papers. I've discovered the missing piece of the puzzle. There's an ancient shrine to the nameless gods at the skull of Blencathra. Wait, there is an ancient shrine to the nameless gods at the skull of Blencathra. It seems humanity tried worshipping them once long ago before we learned how little they care for us. We must take the casket there. Whatever happens, we must not allow it to be opened. Would you like to buy a dark casket? It's time to end this. Now, bring the casket to the pit. Okay, so finally we have some direction on how to get rid of this thing. I wonder if there's anything else we should do. We have all sorts of items that haven't been identified yet. Yeah, so the three choices we have are we take it to Eli, who wants to open it at the skull. Or I don't know if that's Eli, but we take it to that one guy who wants to open it to the skull. That seems like a bad plan. We take it to that lady in the lake who wants to go to the lake and I don't know what she wants to do. Or we take it to the pit and try to destroy it or contain it. Okay, let's commit here. Let's destroy it. The pit is number 20. The sun is low in the sky as we arrive at the pit, casting a warm light across the treetops and open fields. A solitary raven cries out from the tree line, and I look to the skies, but they are empty. The pit itself is an ominous sight that the otherwise serene atmosphere can do nothing to diminish. It is a scorched black hole, perhaps 5 meters in diameter, that has an unnatural look to it. People just throw their shit in there all the time. It is no simple thing to destroy an object of this kind. Just throw it in! We need to set up opposing powers at opposing compass points. Strength and weakness, light and darkness. And finally, we need the light of Korkin to bind them. Cast it into the fire! Strength and weakness, light and darkness. Okay, so strength and weakness. Light and darkness. Light is the sun bond. But what's the darkness? Darkness imprisoning me. Shadow hold? No, that's not it. Sun bond. Shadow anchor. Is that it? Shadow anchor? I don't think that's it. Something that makes darkness. Wait. Yes. Upon activation, the Tenebrine cloak can create a sphere of enshrouding darkness that will cloak all within its reach. Yes. But I can't remember what it looks like. Tenebrine cloak. Tenebrine cloak. We need a thing in the middle. We need Korkin's light. I don't think we've identified that. I don't think we'd even know what that is. Korkena? Ossic ring. These are used to call on the guile and wisdom of the goddess Korkin. She is a goddess of earth, creation, and rebirth. It is maintained by some that these are not objects of power, but they exude an imposing aura that is hard to explain. Earth. What's the gemstone of earth? Jade. Jade. Korkin's light. Ossic ring. Korkin the serpent goddess. Keep vermin at bay. So it's not the Ossic ring, but this is significant. The snakes. This is snakes. Does it emit light? No, it doesn't emit. Cat is following it. Snake jar? What snake jar? Oh, snake jar. The book had a Light of Korkin entry. It did? Light of Korkin. Oh. Despite appearances, these Noctic items have no connection to the League of the Amphesian Heart. These are objects of considerable power that can turn darkness to light, fear to joy. That says nothing. The Amphesian talent is those two fingers. Despite appearances. We did work pretty hard for this one. This is onyx, I think. What does onyx do? Noctic. It's Noctic. Stone of night and darkness. There are some who are feared and some are seduced by it. It did say Noctic. These Noctic items. Noctic of the night. So big circle up top, little circle on the bottom. We can do this. I've already forgotten what it was. So it's a spirally one. This does not emit a Noctic pattern. This does. But it doesn't produce light. Neither of them produce light. I'm gonna go with it. Eli inspects my work. His face shows little emotion, but he seems satisfied. By now the sun has finished setting, and only a hint of red afterglow remains in the darkening sky. The raven croaks his mournful cry once again, but this time there's a reply and then another. This is ominous. I look up and see several dark shapes circling above. Quickly now, they're here. I spin around to follow Eli's gaze, and my pulse quickens as I look out across the field. A large group of shadowy figures is walking steadily towards us. We can't see their faces at this distance in the low light, but I'd be willing to bet that every one of them has pools of midnight for eyes. In the sky above, the ravens continue to grow in number, and their caws and cries get louder and louder. I look down at the black object in my hands, such a small thing, and yet its seductive power is impossible to ignore. It wants to be opened. Suddenly it feels inevitable. The casket, now! But I'm not sure I want to give it to him. The Wixit cord of the Nalian casket. Open it. Rule the world. I can't remember what the Wixit cord looks like, and we spent so much time trying to get it too. Wixit cord. Paralysis? So the paralysis charm or the casket? Do not listen to the lessers, become something more. The wave of intoxicating power washes over me, but I hold strong against it. I hand over the casket, and together we begin activating the items arranged around the pit. Working as fast as we can, it takes longer than we'd like, and when I look up again, the thaumaturge has fear in his eyes. It's not working. He is clutching the light of Corkin, but it is lifeless in his hands. Such a shame. I turn to see the occult scholar. Her eyes are black, and she has a dread vivant in her hands. Where did she get that from? Not strange antiquities, I hope. She must be using it to dampen the power of the light of Corkin. We will take the casket now. It will be opened. All around us, the black-eyed mob shrieks and cheers, jostling and shoving and tripping over one another in their frantic race to reach the casket. Those at the front are nearly upon us. All hope is lost. But the thaumaturge thinks faster than I do. He quickly activates a Daedalus link and floats out across the pit, clutching the casket. The mob around me pays no attention. They only have eyes for the casket. Eli begins to speak quietly at first, then rising in volume until he's almost shouting. I am no longer afraid. I am the dirt beneath the ground, and the rock below that. I am the dust stretched thin across empty space. I am everything cold and dead and dying. But I am also the heat and the light, the wind, the ice, and the fire, the leaves on the tree and the water in the river. I am everything. At that moment, Eli locks eyes, and suddenly I understand what I need to do. I charge forward and spear the possessed scholar. Get her! I grapple with her, trying to prise the dread vivant from her hands, but she is surprisingly wiry and strong. Oh, come on, I'm getting my ass kicked by an old lady? We teeter closer and closer to the edge of the pit, and cold fear hits my stomach as I look down into its inky depths. With one last burst of energy, I grab Verona and twist my body, pushing with all my strength. She scrabbles at the bare dirt at the edge, but she is unable to find purchase and she falls. I will never forget the look of shocked horror on her face as she plunges into the darkness of the pit. I just killed her. Time stands still, and then there is a rush and a roar as a swirling vortex of blue-green light races up out of the pit. The full force of it strikes Eli, and he is obliterated by its power. I banished her to the Shadow Realm. The casket is sent soaring up into the night sky, where it seems to hang for a moment, turning slowly in the air until, with a shrieking, splintering crash, it shatters into 1,000 pieces, and there is nothing but smoke and the smell of ozone, and all is quiet. The power was yours. I am not worthy to wield such power. I am but a simple spoony one. Without his sacrifice, the casket would have surely been opened, and devastation and horror unleashed upon the world. But it is Verona who keeps me up at night. I speared her into a pit. She does not blame me, her daughter doesn't. I can't help it replaying over and over in my mind. It has been some small comfort to learn that those who were under the casket spell have been released. They remember nothing from their ordeal, and there seems to be no lingering ill effects. Okay. Killed by your own hand. Oh good, I can stop. I can see what happened to all the characters. Ending 7, a noble death. The casket has been destroyed, but at what cost? I killed the nice old lady who paid up front for all her magical swag. She's living a new life of adventure that she never would have thought possible. See? I did her a favor. Bonnie Robertson, insane. Her thoughts are scattered after being sliced with a diverging hook. She got mind crushed. Audrey Bell, deceased, murdered by her own followers when the casket was not opened. Oops. So that was a good ending. Jupiter rescued, not by my choice, pal. And that, my friends, was Strange Antiquities. I don't think we can kill the cat. No, Manny. Sorry. Since this said it was ending 7, I'm guessing there are at least 7 endings. But I don't think we'll be going for those. I think we'll call it here. It's been a good live stream, and your help has been invaluable in helping me banish the secret of the Dark Casket. You think there are 8? That makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to call it here. Thanks everyone for showing up, and thank you mods. As always, you've done the Lord's work. The Lord being me. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Good night. I think I'll let the credits roll.